Okay, now let's look at how to use paraview to produce some basic visualization. Let's come to the folder, and I will select a simple unstructured grid data called disk.ref.ex2. One thing to remember is that when you click on the OK button, you are not going to see any visualization immediately. This is because you need to come to click on the Apply button to complete the data loading. Here we go. So this is a view of the mesh. You can use your mouse to rotate the mesh around. You could come to the menu bar to look at the mesh as points. This will allow you to see where those grid points are defined, the surface points are defined. Or you can see the wireframe mode. This will allow you to see the cells much more easily. Actually, if you look more closely, you are going to see that this is all the cells in the mesh have different topology. So maybe let's look at the surface with edge. It'll be easier for you to see. You look at the center part of the model, you're going to see they have an irregular shape. So what else can you do? So let's look at some attributes. Now, on the left panel, there are a bunch of attributes computed in the dataset you can choose. So let's select pressure and apply. You might find out there's nothing changed here. This is because in order for you to see the attribute defined in different color, you need to come to the menu bar to replace color by a solid color to color by pressure. So let me turn off the wireframe. So this, you will see each numerical value that represents the pressure is being mapped now to a unique color. So you can easily see how the pressure is distributed across this domain. Again, if you change the different representation, like a points, like a wireframe, they are all colored by the attribute you just select, which is the pressure. If you want, you can even choose a advanced visualization technique called volume rendering. So volume rendering basically map each data points as color to the screen and then blend them together in a front to back order. We are going to color the algorithm of volume rendering later in this course. So now let me come back to surface mode. And if you want to look at different attributes such as temperature, come to the panel, select the temperature, press the apply. Now remember, you need to change the color to temperature. So now this is colored by the temperature. You might find there's not much variation outside of this mesh, but of course if you change the points, change to volume, you're actually able to see the attribute temperature in the internal portion of the data much more easily. So now let me change it to surface and also select pressure to be used as the color. What else can you do to visualize this data set? Maybe you could say you want to look at inside of this mesh, but it's been occluded by the outer surface. What you can do is you can select something called slicing. So now here, let's come to the menu bar, pick the slice. You're going to see an outline of this planar slice. If you move your mouse over the plane, you go up and down, you can select different location that you want to apply the slicing operations. Once you determine the best location you want to compute the slice, click on the apply button. And all of a sudden you remove the outer surface and only see one slice of the data. You can change the orientation of the slicing by moving the mouse over to this arrow line. And you move your mouse, you're going to change orientation. And then once you determine the best orientation you want to slice the data, come to click on the apply button. Then you will see a slice that defines a different orientation. So the color shown on the slice is a continuous color map of the original numerical values. Suppose you only care about certain values that you want to see, you can choose contouring operator. So let's come to the menu, select contouring, and this contour, we call that filter, is going to be applied after the slice. That is, we are only going to compute contours on the slice without considering other portion of data. So let's do it. I just add a contour filter, then apply. So this is, the contour shown here are default value, which is not very interesting, but we can easily add more levels. So let's come to the property panel, select multiple values. Here you will say, I want to add 10 different levels of the contour between minimum value and the maximum value, and you click OK. And again, remember to click apply. So you are going to see different levels of value defined on the slicing plane, and each curve is a constant contour. Then you can also overlay this with a slice by moving your mouse back to the property panel, click on the little icon, and then enable it. So here you can see overlaying contour with the slice. If you don't want to see the contour anymore, you can click on the contour and delete it. Okay. So now you could rotate the model around and then investigate it more closely. You can also go back to delete the slice you created. Now the reason you don't see anything right now is because you still need to go back to click on this icon to enable the original visualization, which is just a simple mesh view. Okay, so this is just a very brief and simple introduction of the paraview. It allows you to generate some kind of basic visualization techniques, that is the mesh view, slicing, and the contour.